What's going on, guys? Ziad here from Between the Lines. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode with Moe and Wassim. Welcome the guys to the show. Actually, hold on, let me start again. What's going on, guys? Ziad here from Between the Lines. I have here with me Wassim and Mo on another episode of football, but it seems like it's going to be majority of Premier League games because no other league really played except Serie A, and there was no real big game. So we want to talk about
It's the only league that matters.
it's top two for sure. That's what I would say.
You,
It's not bad
yo,
league.
Ziad doesn't want to sound like he doesn't want to admit that the Premier League's the best, but
No, no, now it's the best. I agree, but you can make an argument that like League One or Syria is better.
Man's not gonna leave.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Obviously
when
kidding.
cameras were on, you would see the disgust in their face.
But funny enough, today was the semifinal of the Super Cup for Inter, in Italy, and Inter won 2-0. But what I wanted to say
I
is
just noticed the
disgusting.
games were in
Yeah,
Saudi though.
Saudi. Yeah,
The atmosphere.
I know. It's in Saudi. So it looked dead. Like the stadium was empty. Again,
Really?
yeah,
Honestly, they even do that with MLS with La Liga, and it's like too stupid.
it's
I don't know. It's
disgusting.
like money is too much.
Yeah, La Liga does the same thing, and I hate it. It doesn't feel real. I remember when Super Cup, like Spanish Super Cup, was like not Super Cup, Copa del Rey, like the final. The atmosphere will be nuts in Spain. So going to Saudi Arabia really, to me, ruins it. To be honest, but that wasn't even
But
a.
you know what?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what's funny? I didn't even know it was played in Saudi to be honest. But if it's
Yeah,
played in Saudi, you might as well put it in like the biggest stadium, which is Hell Stadium. The, to me, it's one of the best stadiums in the world. They
yeah.
put it where Al Nassr play the home games, and it's such a small stadium.
Yeah,
So
and honestly, for me, regardless, even if you do the bigger stadium, it didn't even like the stadium wasn't full. Like it wasn't even
you
close to
know,
full.
yeah, I know, and you know why? I think too. You're going to a country where it's locals.
Yeah,
Any chance they get to party, they will leave. This is around New Year's time.
mm,
There's no one there.
yeah,
So like the whole thinking, whoever organizes the committee, the Syria, the whatever you want to call them, this is horrible planning, and I'm happy because keep the football where it belongs. The Italian league, keep it in
yeah.
Italy.
Italy, yeah, exactly.
Keep it in England.
And
This is
yeah,
turning football is turning into like American football and basketball, where like they travel the world to play games. Like they play some games in England, they play some games in like, wherever. Like,
yeah,
it's not nice, man. Keep it local.
because
Just travel to the country and try to watch a game. We tried and failed.
they're
Exactly.
trying to make money. This is how they maximize profits. I remember PK even like when he's like, "Oh, I negotiated a deal with Saudi Arabia to bring the Copa del Rey there." I'm like, "You're happy about this? Like you, the
I'm happy
Spanish,
about that.
yeah."
Yeah.
And again, this wasn't even a topic we want to talk about, but like to me, it's just nasty. And I again, money, corruption, and no, I think not corruption, but corporations to me ruins football. And I feel like football is a business nowadays more than anything. So
Yeah.
I know obviously nostalgia hits, like you think about, but to me it doesn't hit the same when all this shit happens. Rig-
100%. But I do
yeah,
think the final is gonna be more packed, to be honest.
I think so. It has to be. It's the final
Oh,
into, yeah. Okay, so no, that wasn't even a topic of discussion. But what we'll do today is we're gonna talk about the games that happened over the week, which is the Arsenal, Chelsea, and we want to talk about United too. City and Liverpool had pretty easy games that they kind of won fair and square, so not much to talk about. And then what we'll do is we're gonna talk about January, and for each of our clubs, which is Mo with Chelsea, Arsenal with Wasim, and me with Barcelona, we're gonna just discuss what we think is a realistic signing and what's an
Hey,
unrealistic signing we
you
want.
guys can't register a player. Why are you part of this segment?
Okay. You know what I'll do? I'll do unrealistic. That's what I'll do. I'll do an unrealistic one because we can't sign anyone. I mean, I would love to sign Olmo, our player, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. So we'll talk about the games first. Talk about the players we want to sign. Actually, no. First, I wanted to do the predictions we did last week, and what we got spot on or not,
yeah.
and then we'll go into the games after. So we'll start off with the Leicester game, which is Leicester City. We were kind of iffy about this because we were like, it should, like, to me, I thought they should win it. But I think some of you actually didn't predict that. So I'll go over the actual games. I said 3-1 for City, and Wasim said 2-2,
Oy,
actually. And then Num Num said 3-0 City.
oy.
Wasim, do you remember saying 2-2?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Because I was like, did I write that wrong?
Yeah,
Okay.
honestly, like it's not even like wild. City were at home.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Risk.
you could have
Crazy.
predicted.
I believe that's a risk.
And what's funny is that we even talked about it. We're like, oh, we could see this going anywhere.
Exactly.
So it's not the craziest thing. But Wolves, Tottenham. Here's the thing. I fucked up the prediction, I think. So one is 4-2 Wolves.
That was me.
That was you, okay. And then 2-1 Wolves. Was that you, Wasim? I think it was Wasim.
That's me.
And then I said 2-2, so I actually got it right. We all had a feeling it was going to be an up and down game, to be honest, like a basketball game. But it was actually a really good game to watch, to be honest.
It was.
Yeah.
Spurs, man. Spurs at home will always give you
Spurs had
For our neutral.
the biggest spot.
Yeah, for our neutral.
And the most entertaining losers.
I feel like that's a kind of a trend that I've seen with Tottenham sometimes. Like people go like, oh, they play good football here and there, or they show aggressiveness but they lose at the end of the day.
That's the Spurs way, you know.
Exactly. Okay, next is Liverpool, West Ham. Mo said 3-0. Wasim said 2-0, and I said 2-1. So we all got Liverpool, obviously. That was kind of easy, but how much they would score? I feel like
5 is wild.
5 is wild, but it's West Ham. I feel like they just rolled over. Actually, West Ham
Yo,
had a
like
couple changes.
is like holding by a thread.
These fucking Spanish.
Yeah, it's weird. Like their results, like when he was saving his job, when his job was under threat, 3 games in a row, I think they performed. Like they got 2 clean sheets maybe and another win or a draw. And then the pressure went off him because a couple managers got sacked, and then this happens.
Yeah. It feels like a player that's looking for a contract. They get in form
Yeah.
and then they stop playing. Next game is Chelsea game. Whoa, do you guys think you both predicted Chelsea to win?
Yeah, for sure. But I
Yeah,
definitely said
sure.
I thought it was probably a tough. I probably said a 2-1 if it's Chelsea.
I think I said a clean sheet, and Num warned me about that.
Yeah, Wasim, you said 2-0 Chelsea, which was actually the opposite. Upswitch obviously won 2-0. Mo said 3-2 Chelsea, and then I said 2-1 Chelsea. So none of us got it right.
Listen, I had the right idea. Ipswich scored 2 goals against us.
Yeah, but the opposite. Yeah, I mean Ipswich. To be honest, like Chelsea, I don't know. I feel like now Chelsea might be going into. We'll talk about this later. Anyways, doesn't matter. Newcastle, United. Wasim said 2-0 United at Newcastle, so he actually got it right.
Ooh, I remember saying 2-1 United.
And you said 2-1 United, and I said 1-1. So Wasim got it right.
Yeah.
I got something.
Wasim knows about United. He knows. You can see it.
I might have gotten Arsenal Brentford one.
So wait, Arsenal Brentford was
Yeah.
what 3-1?
I said 2-1 for Brentford. If I'm not
Yeah,
for Arsenal.
and
I was like off.
yeah, you said 2-1. Wasim and Mo said 3-1, and I said 2-1.
Nah.
He predicted it.
I was sure he didn't say 3-1 Brentford.
No, he said 3-1 Arsenal. He said 3-1 Arsenal. And actually, we wanted to do the Atalanta Inter,
Inter.
and none of us got it right. I said 2-1 Atalanta. Mo said 3-2 Atalanta, and Wasim said 2-1 Atalanta.
Oh, we all guessed Atlanta, eh?
Yeah, I mean no, you said Inter, so you got at least a game right. And then wait, then I think it was a Milan game, right? Juventus. That
I
happened.
should have believed in Haram Ball because Inter haven't conceded in like a while.
Hold on, Milan I think played the other game.
They play tomorrow.
Really? Oh, not today. Are you
And
sure?
No, Milan Juventus is tomorrow. Also Madrid.
Oh shit. Okay. We did do predictions yesterday, last time, but we did Juventus. I did Juventus 3-1, and then Mo and Wasim said 2-1 for the game tomorrow. So let's see.
See?
And then we have the predictions for Real Madrid too. So we'll talk about that on Sunday. But yeah, I think we Mo got the most right. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Wasim got the 2-2, which was correct. You got the Newcastle.
Yeah, that's the game I said 4-2, and then you're like, damn, I have to tune in.
Yeah. I remember that. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll talk about the games that happened. Obviously, someone here in the call is sadder than the other, which is Chelsea. Where we'll start? Ipswich. What happened, Mo? What the fuck? A clean sheet too?
Yeah, clean sheet too. There's a lot of talking points. First of all, like our defense has been very, very shaky since Fofana got injured. And I don't know, man. Like I remember last time I was talking about this. I said Enzo Maresca is doing some kind of sus things.
Yeah.
Like we had one of our under 18s or 19s that he promoted this year. He's looking very solid, and I wish he would have gotten a game. And I assumed he was gonna play, but Enzo Maresca still persisted with fucking Axel disaster in the back.
Yeah.
Absolute disaster. Absolute disaster, by the way.
Yeah.
He's been a disaster since last season. And again, you like the way we play, our center back always like you're asked to defend so wide as a right back, and someone like that guy, he's a fat fuck, by the way.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
cannot move.
He looks
He's
heavy.
a truck. You know in FIFA when the servers are heavy and sometimes clunky,
Yeah, yeah,
that is
I know.
him.
That's him. He looks
See?
so clunky.
And then, yeah, man, he's so clunky. And then to add to it, like when he made that one back pass for the second goal, and he chased back, he had the laziest effort in blocking the shot.
I
Like,
know.
you're so hated in the fan base. Do something
Yeah.
to like show some sort of effort. But anyways, we got off to a horrible start because like with that penalty. And I'll be completely honest with you, man. Like these games scare me. Like these away games in small stadiums against relegation
Yeah.
candidates that play decent football are always scary
I agree.
because their fans
You,
are always on their
and,
side.
I don't know. From different angles, it looked very sus.
It's not a penalty
And
to me.
obviously, the thing, if it was against Michael, I would be fuming.
No, like 100%. But that's what I'm saying. Like why these games are tough is because the moment one call goes against you, the game flips. And I had that. You know when you just have that feeling you're sitting there like it's not
Yeah.
gonna be our game.
Yeah, yeah.
The moment penalty was given, to me like the game was over. I'm like I don't see us fighting back. Although to be honest, we did. We hit
You,
the post. Like,
you
we made
scored
a-
offside goal. Yeah.
an offside goal. And the funny thing is, like, we haven't complained about VAR for so long, but man, that penalty check took maybe a good minute for them to check. Although, you know, in my opinion, if it's a penalty, if it's a big call, take your time with it.
Exactly.
Joao Felix's goal, they checked it. They wanted to force it to become offside. It was hilarious. The difference in like the way they checked the goal versus the penalty, to me, was like I don't know, man. It just sums up VAR.
Yeah.
As a Chelsea fan, I know we all complain about our clubs having it, but again, it summed it up. Like you're forcing the goal to not count for the offside, but you're forcing the penalty to count.
Because it wasn't 100% penalty. So my point is too, when we were talking about in the chat, I was like, I don't think it's a penalty, and I was seeing that because I think he dove after, and
Yeah.
because someone was saying, oh, he clipped his right side. But okay, how about you let the referee go there, look at different angles, and then decide? How do you get to have the people on top just decide something that is not 100%? It's not a
The
forgiven
thing
thing.
is, any clip in slow motion too makes it look like a foul. So
Yeah.
I'm like, sometimes when you do slow motion, I'm like, yeah, sure, he clipped him, but that doesn't drop him.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't drop him, man. Like you're bound to get contact in soccer. So this is the point now. You don't understand how much contact are we allowed and how much contact are we not allowed. So this is like there's a gray line that they're never gonna answer for us and we're never gonna understand.
Yeah.
So there's always gonna be calls like this that we're gonna complain about. But yeah, also like we're clearly missing Romeo Lavia. Like the moment we lost him in the Spurs game at halftime. Like the moment we lost him, if you remember, Chelsea after Spurs we played Brentford, Everton, Fulham, Ipswich. Against Brentford, we scraped a 2-1 win at home. It became a basketball game towards the end. Like they hit the post, Sanchez made a couple of big saves.
Yeah.
After that, against Everton, it was a 0-0. Against Fulham, we lost 2-1. Against Ipswich, we lost 2-0. Lavia is literally our Roger or Busquets, whatever you want to call him. He is the guy that brings calm to the game.
Mm.
The moment a game gets frantic, Lavia is the guy that gets you out of a press. He puts his foot on the ball and actually like dictates the tempo. For a 20-year-old, that's insane, by the way.
Yeah.
And yeah, like at this point, we're getting to see. Like honestly, I was one of the fans that, of course, got so excited with our B team and all that. But like again, like we like it was a reality check because now we're getting our B team to fill in, and it's not. You're actually seeing the difference in quality between our starters and the players that are unavailable. And okay, we actually are missing a team. And again, as bad as it sounds and as embarrassing as it is, we still need more signings to make the drop off between the A team and the B team or the subs that come on not
Yeah.
too big. Because at the moment there's way too much of a gap. And this is why we're never gonna be title contenders. We're not gonna or serious contenders unless we like tighten up or like bring in more goals into the team. And the last thing I want to say is because I'm seeing a lot of people freak out online, and it's fair enough for anyone to think Chelsea are in a slump, but I'll say right now we're not in a slump. This is a little blip that happened in the middle of the season, which is completely normal.
Yeah.
It took 19 games for us to have 3 bad games, which is
Yeah.
to me, I'll take that any day. Like before these games, we had I think 9-game unbeaten streak, maybe 6 or 7 games winning streak. So to me, like if you look at the sample size of 19 games and you've only lost 3 games in those 19 and won like 10 or 11, that's only a blip in the middle of the season that happens. And it's also Enzo Maresca's first December. It's his first busy period in his coaching career. He just came
Yeah.
from the championship, and he's as much as like of course we expect him to be an elite manager because he's at a big club.
Yeah.
He's also like
He's learning.
the same. Exactly, he's learning just like the players are learning. He's learning. So yeah, to me, I'm not panicking or anything, but you know, it's not nice to have gone from second place and shit talking to everyone like so confidently within the space of like 2 weeks.
I mean, that's football. But yo, were you happy with the lineup outside of even Diassi? Oh wait, not
Uh,
Desai, but Desai.
so happy with the lineup.
Like
Yes, no.
Madueke and Coco, Felix up front.
Yeah, like Felix, I'll keep saying like it's still unfair for people to judge him because this guy has like 380 minutes of football under his belt in the Premier League, and a player like Felix needs a run of games. You don't ask flair players to sit 5 or 6 games and not play a single minute, and then put the burden of creativity on them in a tough away game like this. It's impossible.
Mm.
Felix needs consistency. He needs rhythm, and he's not getting that rhythm. And I will keep saying it. We have a ceiling unless Felix becomes a regular starter or gets regular minutes off the bench. Until then, we are so limited. I
Nkunku.
think Nkunku, man, like of course you know my thoughts about him. Like
That's all right. Talk about it.
he's not a number 9, man. Like
He's
this
not.
was the perfect game for Jackson to play because Jackson offers us that press.
Why did he
Jackson
not play?
Jackson?
Yeah.
I knew he was gonna get dropped. It was a rest. Jackson has looked so leggy for the past 3 or 4 games. And if you actually watch Chelsea, man, this guy gets put through so much work.
Yeah.
And Palmer, man, they're our hardest pressers. Like from the front, they run so much. There's too many, like they exert so many sprints, especially Jackson. Off the ball, like when he's pressing, he puts in so much effort. And he's also asked to drop into the middle to link up, and he's also asked to run in behind. Like there's so much of a burden on him. And I knew this was one of the simpler games, so of course Nkunku was going to be trusted. But again, 100% he did not put the manager's instructions into the game. We didn't see it because there was so much space in behind their defense that Nkunku wasn't utilizing. Nkunku wasn't occupying the center backs. He kept dropping into the areas where Felix and Palmer were, so it was overloaded disgustingly in the middle.
Yeah.
And Nkunku has a bit of like a selfish streak to him, and because he looks desperate these days because all he's trying to do is score because that's how he thinks he's going to prove himself. But to me, his days at the club are numbered because it's very clear that like difference between him and Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson knows how to balance between being a team player but also scoring goals. Nkunku doesn't have that. Nkunku doesn't have the IQ to be a number 9, or maybe he does, but he just doesn't want to be there.
So do you think he's a 10? Is that what you think?
Nkunku plays where Felix and Palmer play. But I'm
Exactly.
sorry,
Yeah.
he's not gonna get that time there anymore. Like Nkunku maybe 2-3 years ago before his injury, sure. But Maresca came in, you're under pressure regardless. At Chelsea, you're gonna be under pressure, or any big club, to be honest. So he's not gonna take his time experimenting. He's gonna do what works.
Again, we've talked about this where a manager comes in and he's going to do what's best for the club. He doesn't care about the individual player's career or growth or whatever. All he cares about is like, how can I get a result with my players right now? And Nkunku, if you utilize the space of Palmer, I'm sorry, Palmer's going to overtake you every single time. You know, like
Yeah.
Palmer now is like looked at as like the main star player. So nothing face the team, so you can't really take over. Like you said, I think Nkunku should be leaving either January or the summer and just going somewhere else. And again, like I don't think he's a striker. He doesn't give me that vibe. He's an attacking
It's
midfielder.
funny. Yeah, but it's funny because like I honestly always thought Nkunku would be okay, like be doing well as a striker, but
Yeah.
goddamn, he is not, man.
Yeah.
He has zero effect. And also, I'm telling you, man, like the games he's come on off the bench, he's never like he's pissed me off. Every game I'm just cussing at him because like he has no energy, no urgency, no nothing. And like again, a lot of it is on Enzo Maresca, and I think he is sending a message to the board because he's not stupid, man. We're like as Chelsea fans, we're sitting here and we're saying Mark Gu should be playing. If you're gonna rest Jackson, play Gu. He offers the press. He's a demon in pressing, man.
Yeah.
He offers so much energy. He offers like presence in the box, but every single time Maresca so far has looked at the bench, he's gone to Nkunku, and every time he's rested Jackson and he's had Nkunku start. I think it's just a message to the board telling them I need a striker that's gonna help Jackson, someone more experienced, someone like maybe even a bit older than Jackson, someone 25, 26. Because
Yeah.
this way, like he's clearly showing them like Nkunku is not working. For him.
That's where I think they'll get rid of Nkunku and get someone else. But thing is, I was looking at Nkunku's like even stats for the last few games. You know, the only times where he had like a goal and assist was Shamrock Rovers, Southampton, and I don't know how to say this name. FC Heidenheim, whatever they're Heidenheim. Yeah. So
Yeah, no, but exactly.
he's struggling clearly, and I'm not saying he gets gotten a full minutes like Aston Villa, Tottenham, Brentford. He got lower than 20 minutes.
He doesn't play.
He doesn't play. But again, I don't think there's trust in there for him to start.
And rightfully so. Like he's gotten his starts and he hasn't produced.
I'm happy for Ipswich though. Like you said, it's tough to go to a stadium that's small against a small team that plays decent football. They can always get results against you in any league. I've seen in so many different leagues that this can happen. So I completely understand why this result happened. In my opinion, it's not the biggest deal. Issue is you have to fix it now. Next game, Chelsea have to. I think get a win and stop this momentum from going. But again, you go to Crystal Palace, tough away
Another
game.
tough one, by the way. Honestly, it's another tough one.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. That's a tough away game. Even though Crystal Palace isn't doing the best this season, they're still a tough team to still break. So,
Yeah,
yeah, that's pretty much honestly from me from Chelsea. To me, it's an expected result, like you said, in the middle of the season. It happens. It's not the end of the world, but you want to stop the momentum right now. I feel like this is exactly what we said about City. Like City, we're going through things. Of course, I think their performance was worse, but if you stop the momentum at one point, like last time against Leicester, now I
yeah.
can see them kind of building some winning momentum at
Exactly.
least.
Start a new run. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
Mhm.
The next is honestly for me, I didn't expect it to be that easy for Arsenal to go on to win 3-1. But a Wednesday weird game, a sole game by itself. But Wassim, Martinelli and Jesus scored. How do you feel? Two Brazilians on the board.
Unmoved.
What do you mean unmoved?
Unmoved.
Jesus has been dropping
Really, are we gonna
masterclasses.
congratulate fishes for swimming? Listen,
Yes?
this game I felt was easier than usual because these teams are changing the way they're playing against us, and even it was
Low
Ipswich the
block?
game before that. They stopped playing their own football and they want to
Yeah.
play defensive
Yeah.
and just break us down.
Because I
And
think
that
they
made
see
it
that it's
easier
harder for you
for us.
guys. You think it makes it easy for you guys?
Well, in an attacking sense, because like for example, the game against Ipswich, they didn't play the same way against
Yeah.
Chelsea, for example. They just parked the bus and like their attack was non-existent. This one, Brentford, honestly, outside of the one shot they had for the goal,
And it was
I
a
don't think they
mistake.
were anywhere near scoring a single goal outside of that. And that goal we should have prevented.
Yeah, it was
To
a
be
mistake
honest.
from you guys. It wasn't like
Yeah,
Brentford.
like
Yeah.
they didn't bring anything forward. The thing is, with us, like the offense wasn't as like crisp. To be honest with you, like I will take a 3-1 win, but like all three goals came from like deflections and like bad clearances, for example. So it wasn't like we were
Yeah,
doing anything like special, to be honest.
yeah,
I think the team still has to figure out a few things with like how we're playing. We need to play quicker in the final third. I think that's the main concern.
I think no. Yeah, like okay. How do you feel Nwaneri did coming in, 18-year-old?
Here's the thing, controversially, like here's the thing. Are we gonna like ignore and like base him based on like any other player? Because I know he's 17, and I
Yeah,
get that. But like, I don't think he was that. I don't think any of the front three was that amazing, to be
yeah.
honest. Like he did okay. He is 17. There is a lot of few things that he
Growth.
can improve on.
Yeah,
He's
of
17,
course.
so he can do. Like the second half, he did like a good move where he passed the ball and then ran the other direction and went past the player.
Yeah,
But he did not release the ball after and ended up just losing the ball and they tried to counter. So I think like sometimes he just holds on to the ball too much.
yeah. Again, that's something he
But
can
then,
work on. You're like you said, he's
yeah,
17.
but like, and I would give him like another run. Honestly, since Saka's injured, I will put him again, start him again next game. But Martinelli, outside of the goal, which he looked very relieved to score because my God, was he having an abysmal game.
What's wrong with this
My
guy? He
man,
looks
every
like
time he
shit.
ran on his fullback, was ushered to a goal kick every single time. And then
What do you think is wrong with Mattel? Do you think he just lost it?
he's a confidence player. The thing is, a couple of injuries can like cause
Yeah,
you to lose your speed a bit, but like he's still quite fast. But like his 1v1s have like declined
horrible,
heavily.
heavily. Yeah, I agree.
My issue with Jesus too in that game, outside of the one goal where thank God for once he was in the striker position and just tapped it in, is that he's playing on the left or the right.
Yeah, I
Like
saw
there
that.
was a few times in the first half, if you see like a back five of Brentford, we have no single person in the box,
But your best
and he's
player
chilling on the
roams.
left.
Like he's your best player, you know. Like he walks around.
The
He's
thing,
gonna.
the thing is, you can roam, but again, you need to play your natural position too.
Yeah, no, I'm
Get your
kidding.
fat ass behind in the box.
So do you
Who's
keep
the
starting Jesus? Jesus.
Jesus is just chilling on the wings, or like at least you need to. The thing is, and like when you rotate, like even if you roam and you switch positions, before it's like Saka, for example, like maybe Havertz, you had no one. Moreno was making fake runs in the box, abysmal. Or like you want when switch Winier and Martinez, put them up front with the roaming. It's like it's too much. I feel like Jesus just roams a bit too much. I think we didn't have as much control because Rice didn't like play. I felt like the issue is like Partey and Rice complement each other on and off the ball. But like Moreno and Partey, there was just way too much gap in the midfield. Like when Brentford were trying to counter.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like we managed to make it like an easy, comfortable outing. 3-1. That's about it.
Do you keep starting Jesus though?
What is it?
Do you keep starting Jesus?
Well, it depends on if Havertz is like fully fit. I mean, because Jesus, honestly, it won't take long before he stops scoring again.
Yeah.
So,
Your
uh,
team is praying for
He
him.
has no belief in him.
so I would like. I think the thing is, I hate the fact that it's like if Jesus has to play up front, Havertz has to play midfield.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I
That's
hate
my
that
biggest
so
issue with that. Is
much.
that I rather you just have like Havertz come off the bench if that's the case.
I agree.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But but if Havertz is back from illness on the weekend, he's probably gonna play Havertz right midfield because Black will probably have to play
Right
right
back.
back.
To
But
me, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, again, one of the more we always talk about how like the important positions you need to win a title. Arsenal will not win a title with David Raya in net. I don't see it. He like every game, um, I see for him, or if I'm watching highlights or whatever it is, Raya will make 1 to 2 mistakes per game, like big mistakes. And Buemo's first goal should never go in. Like a goalkeeper should not be cheating from that position. Like Embuemo was not that close to the net for you to leave your near post that open. Like he was already leaning towards the far post before he had to like shuffle his feet again and dive down towards the near post. And the second one is the shot he almost fumbled from Damsgaard when I think he was just inside he like went onto a knock on from Wissa or something. He shot it and it like went through Raya's hand and he had to save off the line. Like to me, goalkeepers like that, yes, you can like. I understand he fits the profile for Arteta because he allows you like to play from the back. He comes and claims balls early, like high in the air. He's commanding. He has that presence. He's a really good shot stopper. Sometimes he'll rush out of his box to like prevent a chance from even like turning into a shot.
Yeah.
But there is that aspect to a goalkeeper, like aside from being proactive, what happens when the shot does come off? To me, Raya is not like one of the best shot stoppers in the league. To be honest with you, let alone like the best. So again, that's another position we do talk about strikers, left wingers, right wingers.
Yeah.
We talk about Arsenal needing a goalie because like you don't want your defenders to grind and then like at the end of the day you're conceding goals because of your goalkeeper. I think that's strikers and a goalkeeper is two of the most important positions.
I would disagree with that because I honestly think Raya is the second best keeper in the league, to be honest. But
No, that's fine. But like, who are the goalkeepers in the Premier League? I'm not saying he's not the second best. I think he probably is too after Allison because who realistically we compare him to? Like you're comparing him to Onana, you're comparing him to Pope. You're
Oh,
comparing him
nah,
to,
nah.
you're
But
honestly not
here,
comparing
here's the
him
thing. I can't I can because this was honestly Raya's like worst game of the season. But honestly, like players will have a bad game, but like he's been consistent. And honestly, if it wasn't for him at the beginning of the season, our season would have been a lot worse than it actually is.
Yeah.
But I do agree. The mistake, I feel like the thing is with the goal is that I give Raya like third place in the chart on the like the mistake spectrum because for me, Odegaard, I feel like he's playing like not fully fit,
to.
but we have no one's fit. So like because for me, Odegaard's way of passes these last few games has been horrendous, and I feel like he's not fully fit, but he's being forced to play. So
Yeah.
he did a bad pass, and then what made it worse was he did not take out the player after that. He just pulled out of the challenge. And for me, Calafiori, I don't know where he was backtracking into the net at that point. He just kept. Embuemo managed to get the ball on the side, get into the box,
Cut in.
get to his position, and then shoot.
Yeah.
It's not a
And
function of playing center backs out wide, man. Like, you need to
yeah,
stop.
and like Raya, yes, I did give him the blame because like I felt like he was already kind of predicting that oh he's gonna shoot, let me get into
Yeah.
position right away, and like Calafiori just let him shoot and it just went past him straight to near post. But like in the second half, I felt like Raya recovered and showed why he's like our starting keeper. There was 2 times where he put Martinelli through straight from a goal like a goal kick distribution. Like Martinelli had like a good 2 chances from that. But honestly, like I still very highly on Raya just because I feel like he's been one of more our consistent player, especially with like the back two. Maybe not as consistent as Saliba and Gabriel, but like I think like he's very reliable. I feel like definitely if this continues, maybe. But like honestly, this was like his first like proper maybe bad first half in a while. Like he's not known to like making these mistakes. But I feel like also like his positives and how like we were lacking in so many ways. Thing is, I rate like shot stopping, but like Ramsey was a good shot stopper, but my God, was he horrendous in every other aspect that we look
Yeah.
10 times worse. But like
Yeah.
Raya has like stabilized us fully with like the back two of Gabriel and Saliba.
That's the thing, Wasim. Like, I felt like after Chelsea stopped winning trophies, I genuinely fell into this thing too. where like you're so thankful for what you have compared to what you have. But realistically, you should want a goalkeeper that's very close to Allison, because that is the standard of goalkeepers right now to win you stuff consistently. Like even Man City, to me the only reason they were winning trophies on trophies on trophies is because the amount of goals they had on their team. Like Man City were never the most solid. Now I think I'm more inclined to like compare Raya with Ederson. I know Raya's better, but to me he's closer to Ederson's level than Allison's. But the only issue is you guys. Why I'm saying you guys cannot win a league title with him or a big trophy is because you guys don't score the amount of goals Man City did. So to me, what's the compromise? I would rather have a more solid keeper for not scoring goals. Or if you guys were to find a way to score goals, then I'll be okay with Raya. But one of the
The
cross out.
only issue is that also like I know we sometimes always say like what are the options, but honestly like the goalkeeping market might be as bad as like other like markets for like
No, it
striker
definitely
or
is.
like winger, because
Yeah.
like if we have to go through a list, I generally probably can name you only maybe like 2 to 3 keepers better than Raya in the world, just because obviously we don't have like a record of all the keepers around, but it doesn't look like a lot of big teams have better keepers than like Raya at this point, to be honest.
No, I agree. I agree.
To me, like we're talking about like what is missing in Arsenal's team to win a title. What about like can Calafiori be a left back that maybe wins you a title, or does he need to go back to centre back?
I, I think, man, like I'm pretty sure he bought him. This is why I think I bought him.
We
Not
have
because
the thing is Arteta at this point have bought so many left back minded like players at this point. He's just dudding in the left back position. But Calafiori is only 22, so I will give him the benefit of the doubt of like maybe he wants to develop him still. Like I'm not gonna cuss at him. People acting as if he's like 30 and this is all as good as it gets for him.
Yeah,
But like we have invested way too much in this position at this point to keep investing.
yeah,
Like we have like on Kivior, Calafiori, Zinchenko. We still have somehow Tini in the club. We still have like Tomiyasu left and right that can play.
Jesus.
I think the main issues that right now they need to like address, which maybe they address one of them in the market, is like left wing striker, right wing. Because with Saka's injury now, that position has to be addressed because you can't count on a 17-year-old playing in like the right wing position for like the rest of the season.
Yeah,
So I think that needs to primarily be addressed first, and I would be happy with any of these 3 positions first to be addressed.
yeah. No, honestly, I think maybe the left back needs to be changed, and like the Calafiori maybe has to play centre back. Do you think Arteta was thinking about going five in the back at any time, or you think that wasn't something he ever thought about?
No, I think this is like the formation that he wants. I think it's just about he wants players to fit his system. I'm just happy that we moved on from. Well, unfortunately, next game might have to go back, but this party right back experiment is going to come back. Well, I'm happy that he moved past that
Yeah.
because a while he wanted to stick with party right back for inverting, and it was not working.
Yeah, honestly, big win for Arsenal away from home against Brentford. They're still behind Liverpool, obviously, by 6 points, with Liverpool having a game in hand. But it's good to keep winning, obviously, and just stay close to Liverpool. You never know.
Listen, at this point,
you never know.
the top 4 race seems like I think like a couple of bad games and you feel like you get sucked in like the top 4 race. So as long as you keep winning and maybe close to Liverpool, you never know.
Yeah,
The thing is with like a title race, it's like it has to go both ways. Your team needs to be consistent,
yeah,
but you're counting on Liverpool to have like a dud,
yeah,
a switch of games, which doesn't look like it's gonna happen. So honestly, the closer to Liverpool, farther away from the top 4 race, because like what Chelsea had like 2 bad games, and it looks like a top 4 race is back on for like the
yeah.
other teams.
Newcastle and City now are behind Chelsea, like
Yeah.
up their ass. So now it's closer than ever. So let's see what happens. It's really close for top four. I really think we're gonna go back to the Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, City top four.
Both,
Uh,
man.
that's where I think we're gonna go. I don't think Nottingham Forest will make Champions League, but I think Europa League will be nice. Like, yeah, it's too quick to go to Champions League. You're gonna get killed, and then you're gonna be finished 13th, and you go all over again. I think sometimes,
The thing is, there's still like the Leicester year, like
yeah,
when they won, like too many teams were being shit, but I don't think the big teams are like as shit as it was back then. So that's why I think Nottingham Forest will like fall off just
yeah,
from like the bigger teams are still kind of like strong.
yeah. And if
You know
the
what we should do at the end of the episode? Since we're exactly at half season,
the
we
top
should
four,
do a relegation. Yeah, relegation, top four, and then who's gonna win.
I'm done. I'm done for the. Yeah, it is actually the middle of the season so far, so we could do that. We don't have any other games to talk about, so we'll talk about the signings we want. Oh, United. I always forget about lower than mid-table clubs, to be honest. United lose again. That's what has been the trend over the last few weeks when we talk. To be honest, to me, genuinely, the first 45 minutes was possibly the worst United performance I've ever seen in my lifetime. I'm not kidding.
No,
No, no, I'm not kidding. It was so,
yeah, I missed out
so
on
bad.
watching Chelsea.
No, seriously,
It
like, it
was
was a joke.
beautiful to watch.
It,
But wait, do you remember when Liverpool played United
7-0?
earlier this season?
Oh,
No, no, this season when Casemiro was spinning and he looked like he was 60.
I remember.
Liverpool.
Casemiro individually looked the worst, but this game, I'm not kidding. Something
Really?
Yeah,
about
the
it.
whole team looked
The whole team
horrendous.
was so bad. No, it was like
Yep.
so bad to the point where it's like, do they play with each other? Mizraoui, by the way, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, question. Let me tell you something, dog. Oh
Mizraoui.
my god. No, no, listen. You know how you're just saying, do they even play with each other?
Yeah.
So I was reading something, and one of the reporters on Sky Sports, he was like, it's common knowledge at this point, or it's like it's a stone cold fact. The fact that Ruben Amorim, after every game, he gives them a day or two off. And then because Amorim after the game, he's been there for almost 2 months, right? You know
Yeah.
what he said? He's like, we've only had 9 training sessions.
I heard. I
I'm like,
heard.
what are you doing? These
Yeah,
guys are chilling at home. Luke Shaw's posting TikToks, by the way, with Molly May.
yeah.
Dude,
But
the thing is, it's a result-based business, but like, for me, like, Amram was getting way too much of a pass for the mistakes that he's doing tactically.
Mhm.
Like, there's so many managers that have like even the teams that just hired like new managers are playing better. Like the new manager at Wolves is getting a better like better results than him. To be honest, like the decision making of him putting. I know there was a few suspensions, but there is no way you thought
Casemiro Ericsson.
Casemiro Ericsson is gonna work in midfield
Against Newcastle. Yeah.
There's no way, or no way you put Xerxes in a different position just to test him out, even when he's struggling in his own position.
Yeah.
Yo,
That's
honestly, the
Xerxes.
only thing I got to check about this game because I was watching the Chelsea one was the United lineup, and you went against the most
Yeah.
physical
Physical.
team in
Yeah.
the Premier League.
Yeah.
Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, Joelinton.
Yeah.
Yo, those are dogs, by the way.
Exactly.
You're putting fucking retirement home people playing against them in the middle.
I know.
The only thing I can think of, but it's pretty embarrassing. I hope I'm wrong. The only thing I can think of him playing Casemiro and Ericsson is he wanted, you know what, some solidity, and he said we'll be passive in the middle, and we won't adopt like much of a press. We'll sit back and let them come on us, and we'll
Pause.
counterattack. He loves the transition football. But I unfortunately I didn't watch the game, so I only watched the highlights. To me, it seemed like United were pinned back.
No,
Pin
pin back. It's a joke.
Chipmunk in the back can't win a header.
No, no, seriously, Martinez, I would never start him again. He's getting genuinely dunked on. I've never
Yeah.
seen someone get dunked on
Like,
this much.
the funny thing is he was giving the excuse, oh, Xerxes playing because of like due to like height and like to match physicality. But then you're playing Martinez over like Yor, for example. Well, wouldn't you want to play Yor also for the same purpose? But like even then, by the way, right now players are targeting Onana from corners. They're trying to
Yeah,
shoot
yeah.
him direct from the corner. Which player was it that did the set piece? Like
Son.
again, they just shot it. They shoot it directly now at the net. Even like, fuck it. Fuck scoring a header. They're just gonna shoot it straight out and see if it goes in.
And see what happens. Yeah, and the thing is, when you see Xerxes get subbed off in the first half, you clearly made a big mistake and you put Manu on. He should have started. You should have played a three-man midfield. Switch it up.
No way. Yeah, no way you don't go with a three-man midfield against these dogs.
Yeah,
Bro.
yeah.
Joelinton and Bruno.
Like,
Scary guys.
I,
Man,
what happens in the pre-games? What's going on? What's the conversation about then?
Bear in mind, they have like now lost 4 in a row. They haven't scored in 3.
Yeah.
Now they play Liverpool next. And after that, they play us in the cup. Let's say they lose both. That's 6 game losses in a row.
Oh my god.
Like, you have to give a manager a chance, but it looks like he's genuinely worse than Ten Hag.
I think
Listen,
so.
people want to tell me he's not getting his players, he doesn't have the right personnel for his system. You know, after the game, the only thing I agree with him is he said, I will not change my system because
Yeah.
the moment I change my system is the day, like, a coach is finished at a club. I kind of agree with that because you're supposed to play with your system, play with your ideas, and basically filter out the players you don't need. So then the next time a transfer window comes by, you're only plugging in pieces into the system that already exists.
That's
Oh
who
my
we
God,
are, mate.
It's not working. It is not. It's who we are, mate, as fuck, by the way. He's Ends 2.0.
But why would you say that though? Like, okay, my problem with him saying that out loud now is that you're not getting results, and now you can't change, and now you're gonna be like, okay, if I change what I said, why would you say that? You're under
Yeah.
pressure already.
That's what pressure is, by the way. Like
That's what
this
it
is
does to
what
you.
anxiety is.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah,
anxiety is
yeah. That's true.
speaking out loud.
Yeah, 100%. That's true. He's not
Man
actually
is gonna go
thinking.
bald in 2 months.
He handcuffs himself. By the way, when I heard that, I'm like, yo, you just fucked you backed yourself up into a corner for no reason. By the way, you were
Yeah,
just asked a simple question. Just say maybe I'm gonna adapt, maybe I'm not. Maybe
yeah.
like it depends on the game. Easy.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And man, listen, at the end of the day, I always watch Hoyland, and I like him. I'm not gonna lie. I just feel
Yeah,
bad for
yeah, same.
this United team. This United team for attackers is a nightmare. And whoever joins United in the summer, just know they're going there for a pay raise. That's the only explanation you can go there for. The
You
team is
know,
that.
sadly to me, I think not sadly. I think he's gonna do well there. Cunha. I think I see Cunha going to his
You
England
think
team
he's
in the
gonna
summer.
go? I don't
In the
know,
summer,
man.
yeah. Like, this
Uh,
is the one team Ziad he will walk into. He will start.
of course he's
Guaranteed.
gonna start. I mean, okay. Again, when I look at the lineup, I'm like, okay, we said Mainu should have started. I think over Ericsson, to be honest, make the or even have a three-man midfield. If you
William,
don't,
yeah.
if you,
And the one thing about the lineup though, if you see like off the ball, yo, he cannot do Dallo and Mazraoui both as wingbacks.
yeah,
Move Mazraoui as like right center back or left center back,
I was getting
but
cooked by the way.
but
Though. Every winger.
the two fullbacks, if you see them when they're attacking, they're
yeah,
both have like defensive like fullback minded like
yeah.
positioning. Like neither are helping in attack, and it's like completely nullifying their attack. Like when they're every time they're attacking, they're like the fullbacks need to be far up the field, but they're like beside the center backs. It's
Yeah,
just not working. They're
they,
both too defensively minded.
I saw Carragher talk about this, where the difference between a wing back and a full back, and the wing back,
Yeah.
immediately when we have the ball, you have to start going up. And actually,
Right.
in this situation, what happens is that it fucks you over because the midfield doesn't have a man to play to, the wingers don't have an overlapping fullback to help them out. So the attackers get stuck in situations that any attacker in the world will struggle with. So again, we can shit on Xerxes, we can shit on Ahmad and Hoyle, whatever. But at the end of the day, when you have a system that's clearly flawed and not just like every other big team that's doing well, they're gonna struggle. And I cannot blame them. I blame the manager. I blame the system, and the fullbacks, like Wasim said. You cannot do Mizrawi Delot. You cannot.
Yo, like honestly, when he came in, this is why I kept saying he will not succeed because as much as he was a good coach in Sporting, he was good for Sporting and for that league.
Yeah.
And in Champions League, especially when you're playing as an underdog and teams are coming at you,
Yeah.
you want like in the system like this, you want teams to come at you. But yo, when it's so funny watching them, I didn't watch Newcastle game, but the game before against Wolves, playing five at the back, but saying you want to press high is the funniest thing.
Yeah.
Like if you look at Conte, Conte was so like he had negative tactics, but it made sense because he played five at the back. Now this guy wants to play five at the back, but he wants to press high. And with his three narrow strikers, there was always a free man or two even free men for the opposition. So it's so fucking hilarious to watch
Yeah.
because like I think you can put like a 16-year-old in front of the TV and be like, find me the gaps, and it's so easy to find and play through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
so embarrassing, man.
It's actually
And
embarrassing. That first
I was
half.
talking, I was talking to our boy, Omar,
Yeah.
and I'm telling him, yo, listen, from my perspective, there's no bias here. I don't like him. I don't hate him about Amorim.
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy's not the guy because when you guys play like a small team. You guys build
Yeah.
up to the full box because it's safe. Like to me, when a team builds up towards like the throw-in line, like the byline, it's a safety option. It's how small teams play because to you, either your fullback will miscontrol the ball and build up, and it'll go to a throw-in. It's not the worst case,
Yeah.
or he'll get pressed back to his keeper to play it back. Big teams actually build up to the middle. United do not build up anything towards them through the middle. This is why they only play with two. If you're a big team, you'd have three in the
Dude,
middle.
United don't
Actually,
build up.
force it.
Like,
They don't build up.
they don't build
Exactly.
up. They don't have time.
They got Onana to help them with the build up, and he's the biggest downgrade on the hay I've ever seen.
Nana will hoof it or play it to a fullback, and it's just so embarrassing, man. This is a small. We're watching a.
No,
Small
it's just a small club, and I think when I was watching them too, I always questioned the spaces between the players. That tells me a lot about, yeah, like you said, 9 training sessions. This shows up
Yeah.
in the game. It's embarrassing because honestly, Newcastle should have scored 4 or 5. I'm not gonna lie, the whole game, and I felt like Newcastle didn't feel threatened at all. Like they didn't feel like they were gonna get threatened at all, and it was a pretty easy game for them. Just concerning that this is not the guy for you because at the end of the day, if you want to be a big team for a big club, I'm sorry, this 5 in the back with 2 defensive midfielders in front of you. Yes, Ericsson is not a defensive midfielder, but he plays deep. These players are not gonna. Sorry, this tactic is not gonna get you the results that you want to get to be a big team. I'm sorry, it will not. I
You
just
know,
don't see it.
again, like yeah, I know like we shit on back five and everything, and I'm not a fan of it, but like it shows you the difference between managers. And maybe I can't compare Chelsea like before when I had Tuchel because we had better players,
Yeah.
but like the application of the actual system was elite by Tuchel.
Mm.
Like he's Tuchel's not known for a back five,
Yeah.
but he came to the team, he looked at it.
Yeah.
By the way, he had one training session the night before. I will never forget this. We played Wolves at home, tied 0-0, but you saw him play five at the back because it suited the team. We had Reece James and
Mm.
Chilwell in the prime, by the way,
Yeah.
flying up and down. He had solid midfielders in Kante and Jorginho and Kovacic, and then he had a shit front three, Havertz, Werner, Mount, by the way,
Mm.
and he cooked with that. So again, managers matter. Don't tell me it's not personnel.
Oh no, I think it's a manager because again, Mizraoui and Dalot are not wing backs. I'm sorry. After the 3 games, 4 games, I don't see it. So you have to revert back to a back four because Mizraoui Dalot, by the way, are one of the biggest highlights this season in my opinion. Before he came in, they were playing pretty well. Like Mizraoui was doing pretty well. Dalot was not
The
bad.
City when they had masked so many things because they honestly should be on a 5-game losing streak.
Yeah, that was a lucky win.
Testing,
And also, I was gonna say with the Conte thing, why I feel like United don't have intensity. For example, Mizraoui in the first goal, he wasn't pressing for the cross. You know, as a wing back, you don't want them to cross pretty easily, and they let them cross. Like, yes, you want to blame Martinez for getting dunked on. We can't blame the guy for being 5'1", but Mizraoui, press, stop the cross.
Mazraoui needs to press, but also like for me, when your team is like struggling in the air, like Onana has cement in his feet.
Mm,
He's like
yeah.
stuck on his line. Every time they cross, he's just standing on his line. At one point, you need a goalkeeper that's gonna try to at least catch the ball.
How many more years do you think it will take for United to be getting these kind of results, for us to like almost stop thinking of them as a potential big club? Like seriously.
No, it's not. To me, they're not a big club anymore. Like when we tied with them this year, what was it, 1-1? They went up 1-0 against us. I was disgusted. To me, it's like again, I was losing to Ipswich. I don't consider them a big club anymore. I swear to God.
No, I agree. And they play nasty football. So, do you guys think Amorim gets fired? Or do you think they're going to be too embarrassed to do that?
I think he. Well, here's the thing: if these results continue, you're gonna have to start a dialogue. Because genuinely, I think he should get fired. Because outside of like the Europa League game, the only game he was good at was the Everton one.
Yeah.
Listen,
And the
for
city.
for the sake of banterness,
Yeah.
I want Palace to beat us, and I want United, whoever they're playing, to beat them, and I want Everton to win, and we'll be very close to having a dialogue of Amorim getting sacked.
Wait, Liverpool's playing United away from home.
Thank
They
you.
lost. It's a
Exactly.
guaranteed loss. So,
yo,
and by
predicted prediction. You hear my prediction. for
they're
United
they're
Liverpool.
they're 8 points behind relegation. Like we
Above, yeah,
so you have to actually no 7 points. Sorry.
7 points.
So you I'm sorry. Dialogue is being spoken about for me right now. This is a scary, because okay, I think they should have kept Van Nistelrooy for the end of the season. At least should have seen what kind of results he was getting. But man,
Van
these
Nistelrooy
big
got a better tune-up from the players than
Yeah.
but big clubs are in a rush to find a manager quickly and to to make a big. I think honestly they're trying to please shareholders.
The thing
Like
is, United are so funny because they looked at Amorim in the summer, but they chose to stick with Ten Hag just to get Amorim like 4 months later. So clearly, you saw something that maybe you didn't like with Amorim, maybe in the summer to make you not make the choice.
yeah,
But then you were forced anyways. But for me, like this is not about giving the players excuses, but like the manager has been making just way too many bad decisions, tactically.
The thing is, he has, and the thing is, by the way, Amorim actually like he didn't want to go to United in the middle of the season. Initially, when they approached him,
yeah.
and he said, "I'm staying at Sporting," but then something must have changed, and he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna leave." Like he should have stuck to it, wrote it out. And by the way, if United didn't want you anymore in the summer, it's not your loss; it's their loss, dog.
Yeah.
They're the desperate. It's not you.
Yeah.
He was gonna have so many suitors. By the way, the way he had Porto playing.
Yeah. Sporting. Yeah.
Football
Yeah.
just changes overnight. Look at this. He was on top of the world, and now like this guy's getting shat on.
Yeah.
Press conference room is leaking on him.
But
It was also-
I think now he gets a nice payout once he gets fired. Like this is man a disaster for United, and I don't see a way forward. The team is shit. The manager can't get results, and now you're gonna get someone else. Like who are you gonna now replace? Because the assistant manager works with Amorim, right? Like I think he's gonna leave with him.
Yeah,
So
his guy.
yeah, so you're not gonna get anyone to to do anything. And by the way, I wanted to say one more thing about United. So Amorim comes out and says, "Oh, I didn't put Ashford tactically or something," and he wanted. But why would you put what's his name, the bitch?
Busy?
Not Xerxes. What's his name? Well, I'm forgetting his fucking name. The Brazilian on the right.
Anthony.
Anthony. So you put on Anthony at 83 minutes because you think he's gonna do something for you, but you don't put on Rashford.
You know what's crazy? You know why he puts Anthony on? He's been doing this every game. He puts him in wing back.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, as an attacking wing back, he pin the other team back. Like,
Yeah,
stop.
paid the yo. What's man? I don't want to go on a rant about Anthony, but
Yeah, this is you know.
cut your
who did
losses.
this at Chelsea? Graham Potter did this. He used to play Pulisic and Sterling at wing.
Oh, I
He
remember
got
Pulisic.
slapped right now.
I remember Pulisic. Yeah,
Pulisic and Sterling, dog. I was
Wow.
gagging.
nasty. But yeah, that's pretty much it from my side from United. Honestly, pathetic. And Liverpool's gonna take their soul away next game, hopefully. And yeah, fantasy players, be on the lookout of what you want to do. Salah triple captain? Question mark? Possibly. Okay. Before we even get into predictions for next game, I just wanted to see who you guys wanted to sign for the summer. I was thinking about if you guys can do multiple signings if you want, but think of a realistic one that you could see happening, and one that you would love, but you think maybe is unrealistic, and you still kind of want to go with it. So whoever has one, you
But
can
January
start.
is this summer.
January, just January right now.
For me personally, because I was looking at the links. To be honest, the unrealistic one, because I feel like a lot of teams are just gonna go for him big in the summer, is Isak.
Yeah.
But for me, because we need offensive players, the ones that realistic are Marmoush, if we're willing to tempt him from Frankfurt,
Narmouche. Yeah.
or Ezzy from Crystal Palace. Palace have been struggling, and like I feel like he would be a positive for like what we don't have right now. I think he will be
Ezzy,
their
wow.
creativity. Or Cunha from Wolves. Like those are my three options, just because I feel like two of them are with teams that are close to relegation.
Yeah. But do you think Cunha starts for you?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah. Where would he play?
I would start him in any of the front three positions. Maybe not on the right, but he can easily play on the left or through the middle.
Okay, those are not bad. Yeah, Isak I think is majority of what Arsenal fans want, but they know it's very difficult. Especially, man, I can't imagine dealing with Newcastle. They're gonna.
The thing is, they want like 100 to 150, but I think it's gonna be more of a summer. But I think in the summer,
Yeah.
a lot of like Man City are definitely maybe gonna look for him, or like
Listen.
other teams.
If my club is paying 150 million for Isak, I'm writing a clause in there. You either get 40 goals this season or you don't get your wages. You're like 150 million, by the way. What the fuck am I hearing?
Listen,
Well,
Isak,
like, it's
Isak
like-
120, man, 120.
He's not
Well,
120.
He is, man.
inflation is so bad these days. Like I remember when players were like 30, 40 millions, and that was
That was a
expensive.
lot.
Because like
Yeah.
realistically, like back in the day, I would say maybe Isak is like 60, 70 million, but now you have to add like 50 million on top of each player, like for value.
Legit. No, man. Like Ziad, I was talking to my brother there, and I was like, Isak is. Don't get me wrong. I love him. I genuinely love Isak. He's such a clean player.
Yeah.
But Isak will not. When Isak moves to another club, whether it's Arsenal, whether it's Man City, whether it's whoever you want to say, he's not gonna get more goals than he already does. Isak is a 20 goal season striker. He gets it at Newcastle. He's gonna hit it at another club.
But Arsenal need that. Arsenal need that.
We can thank China and Saudi for winning the transfer market, on top of Barca spending 174 million for Coutinho.
Oh, nasty, nasty, man. I hate my club so much.
I guess Arsenal do need that. You know what?
Arsenal need that. But more. Listen, I completely understand. I'm the biggest hater of these crazy prices because you can never justify it. Like even Isak will be under pressure so much when it's not even his fault. Like the 120 million the returns on that, you need to do so much. You need to be the only valuable
It should be worth 100 million.
Exactly.
Like, it's like then like Wright should have not been 100 million.
Yeah.
Enzo should have not. It's like I don't believe in sports like that for pricing when it comes to like a player is worth more than 100 million.
I agree. Those players don't cost that much, and it's not their fault. Like they're getting that much of value. Like for example, Ronaldo when he got fucking signed to Madrid, that was worth it. You got a crazy return on that. Neymar, I could say still that was for PSG. I think that made them a bigger club. Like people actually tuned in for Neymar, and Neymar again had crazy seasons. But it's very minimal to have a club spend that much money and to get a good return. To be honest,
Man,
so it's difficult.
This always reminds me. Salah went to Liverpool for 35 million.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's a
But
fucking crazy
the story
return.
is, they milked it out of him. They
And,
got everything they needed.
and football, man, you need to find the bargains. Honestly, if you want to
Yeah,
succeed,
they did.
and if you're just gonna go out there and sign only big players, it never works out. It
Like
never ever
Even
works
the
out.
only
Tottenham.
other option, honestly, is if some players have release clause, so you can go for Gurkis from Sporting, just pay his release clause and call it a day. If you don't want to deal with
Yeah,
like pricing of players, so like that could be an option to be honest. If you don't want to deal with like Isak's price range, you can just buy Gurkis for that release clause that he
but
has.
that's what probably happened.
To me, Arsenal need a striker that's gonna function outside the box and inside the box. Gyökeres is as good as he is. I don't think he functions outside.
Yeah, I honestly don't think he'll do very well with Arsenal's pressure and Premier League. I see a flop.
Yeah.
But Mo, who do you think
Honestly,
for Chelsea?
January, the thing is, I can see my club not signing anyone, just
Yeah.
calling it a day. So here's the thing: just give me one of Ezek, Cunha, or Mamouche, and I'll just call it a day.
You think Marmoush they'll go for him? Like, be like, okay, you know what, we'll spend 40 million?
The thing is, he's having a good season. So I don't know if he
He'll leave.
wants to like.
Yeah.
He'll leave. Oh, not in January, but he'll leave. Like this guy, he rejected Nottingham Forest and Spurs in the summer. Smart. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a big move. Who gets him? I don't know. Whoever gets him, I genuinely think it's a bargain. Whoever lands, because he
Like,
was.
I can see
Yeah.
him wanting to finish the season. It's just, do you bank on yourself or do you just go? The
Yeah,
other
true.
ones are just proven Premier League players. So if you want to just stick at least with a younger, proven players, so you can go with for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay, to me, of course, the unrealistic one is Marmoush. I wish I could see him play on my club.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him on Arsenal. I think he will go to Arsenal, and to me, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I would love to see him to Chelsea, obviously. The realistic one for me, and I would absolutely love, is fucking Liam Delap. Get me
Yeah.
this animal demon, Diego Costa Rican at my club.
But didn't you guys fuck up the lap and you guys let him go?
No, that's your beloved
that's
pet,
City.
by the way.
Oh, it's City. You're right. The lap.
Let me update the list for you. Only good player at Southampton, here with Bell at centre back, came from City. Romeo Lavia came from City. Morgan Rogers City. Liam Delap City. Cole Palmer City. I'm probably missing someone in there. Pep is a terrorist. But
Palmer.
yeah, I would love Delap at my club, man. Get him in, whether you want him in the summer, whether you want him in January. I want him at my club. Honestly, from the beginning of the season, like the first game of the season was Ipswich against Liverpool that I watched, and I loved him, man. And I still think like he's gonna get a big move. I just hope it's with us.
It felt like he was doing a test for you guys, or like he came out.
Yeah, before the game, I told you he's auditioning.
Yeah, Dustin. Yeah, he played amazing. I'm not gonna lie. He played
That was
really good.
Drogba-esque performance, by the way. He did everything that game.
He doesn't look like he should be that good, and he turns out to be
Right?
really good. Yeah.
He's
Nah.
humongous. He's quick, he's strong. He can hit the ball.
Do you think Chelsea make any signings this January?
Well, we had a center back. He's gonna come from Boca Juniors or some shit. Apparently, he's supposed to be good. He's a 20-year-old, so he's coming in. So initially, I thought we were gonna sign a center back, but I guess this is the guy's gonna come in. I do see us signing a striker. I think. I mean, I do think we're gonna go in for the lap. I think it's gonna be like a big. I think it's gonna actually be a big saga in January. But Ipswich are obviously gonna want a lot of money, and Chelsea are not gonna want a lot of money. It's probably gonna come to an agreement where he comes in the summer.
Yeah.
Maybe recall. I would love for us to recall one of our midfielder from Strasbourg in the French league. I think. I don't know. No, I'm gonna say we're not gonna make a signing.
Yeah, like minimal stuff, like small stuff.
Yeah. No, we're not gonna. We're not gonna
Yeah.
make that signing. January stuff.
Yeah, January stuff. I don't think a lot of clubs will make signings, and obviously the fucking club Barcelona are not gonna make any signings. But I still want to play, so I want to be a part of this conversation. Fucking Barcelona. Olmo, obviously, I don't know if you guys saw. Olmo can't be registered, and then La Liga teams actually said that if we register him somehow, then they're gonna do a lawsuit. There's a whole situation going on.
Almost twerking, saying, "Oh, I just want to play for Barca." My man, you're about to play for another team very soon.
I saw.
Listen.
And sorry, just to kind of what's happening now with Olmo is that he can actually go ahead and sign with any club. What the craziest part is that Barcelona will have to pay his wages.
Till 2030.
Yeah. Again, this to me speaks on negligence, and honestly, I think the management again is just doing anything they can to kind of keep up with the like okay, this seems like it's again just like a manager would with players. They'll do anything to survive their fucking term and to stay in power. So they'll fuck up our resources. Again, selling the VIP boxes actually apparently is not a big deal. Real Madrid did it a couple of years ago, so it's not the but it seems desperate. It
What do you
also
mean by
Wait,
selling VIP boxes?
it's
Ziad,
a
do you know
lever.
when the salary cap kicked in? Was it 2 years ago or something? Because this never existed before.
Yeah,
You guys had superstars before.
yeah, I don't remember honestly. I'll look it up. But so what happened was wait, Mo, what'd you say? You told me.
Yeah, how? What do you mean by selling VIP boxes?
So you know these levers that we're pulling. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So the lever means that it's just a trigger for selling something in the within the club that they hold a big asset. So a big asset for us is the VIP boxes, and we sold it to this I think Saudi um, company. And now what happens is that like we just sold it and they run it. So
Of
that's a
course, it's
lever.
Saudi. Yes.
Yeah, terrorists. But now, so Wasim, I don't know when it became. I believe it became 2 years ago, where we have a salary cap. Lever, you
Uh,
know. So I'll still play. I'll still say the plays I would love to have because you know what's funny is that before this Olmo thing, we were going for Jonathan Ta. Like that was a player we
Oh,
wanted to
yeah,
get.
you were.
Yeah, we wanted to get him. So that was someone we were rumored to get, and honestly, I wanted him to come because I felt like it's too much pressure on Kubarsi and Martinez. Like Martinez wasn't there for 3 years started, by the way. So
I know.
Jonathan Tah would have been a nice realistic signing too. I honestly want to see a left winger come to us, and depending on Nkunku and his situation, depends on how much Chelsea are selling him for. I would take him too, depending on the Almost situation. But again, these are players that might not come.
you guys are linked with Party. You can have fun.
Yo, listen, Party sounds like Alex Song signing, and Alex Song I used to cuss at, so I don't want it.
The thing is, Party can leave on a free because his contract expires in June. So like that's why he gets a link
Oh,
to them.
Damn, you don't think he's gonna renew it? Man, to me it seems like Arteta loves him.
Hey, the thing is, I wonder if Arteta wants to lose Jorginho and Party at the same time, just
True.
from like a leadership thing. I would only resign Party if like the contract would be like 1 extra year with 1 year extra option from like the club perspective to sign it. That I would be okay, because he's coming near the end with his legs to be honest. But he is having a good season. It's the typical his contract is expiring season.
ending season, yeah.
I'm speaking out of his skin because all season I've been saying Party's good, Party's good. It's because his fucking contract's ended.
Yeah.
You're gonna see him. It's gonna be the Aubameyang all over again. He's gonna sign the contract, and you're gonna see the dip.
Yo, Ziad, we're old, eh? Party's 31. Remember we used to talk about him in Atletico Madrid? He was a fucking kid.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I don't need another reminder to be being old. But yeah, honestly, for me, left winger, centre back, even right back. Listen, man, Koundé. Thing is, the club has to make a lot of big decisions this summer. I think you're gonna see some surprise selling players. Like De Jong might actually leave. I honestly listen. I don't rate Koundé much, in my opinion. But again, you need the right price, and people know we're desperate. So, and some people are making like crazy, like saying, "Oh, we should sell Yamal and then have a buyback clause where we sell it for 100 million and I buy him back later after 2 seasons." Like, what's going on, man?
There's
No,
gonna be
but
riots in Barcelona.
but Barcelona are the only club that makes you a fucking accountant, makes you like a engineer, and makes you to be a supporter. Well, I don't know what's going on half the time. By the way, I'm lost, and I have to translate this shit from Spanish to English. I'm like, what is going on?
This is so funny. Yo, all this because of Messi? All this because of Ronaldo.
$600 million contract. Messi, you deserve every penny. Every penny. Ruin this fucking club.
He bankrupted the club.
God love the club, eh?
Love the club,
love
you
the
know.
money.
You love the money,
was
of
crying.
course.
No wonder Messi said he's willing to play for Barca for free. My man already made his bank.
But yeah,
He was crying and he pulled that fucking handkerchief out. No wonder.
if I wanted to give an unrealistic one, thing is, I'm looking at Lewandowski, man. He's getting older.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of forward. Like, even I would love to take Isaac, but of course, that's not a fucking player in our dreams we can get. Honestly, man, I would love Luis Diaz. I know he's not on sale, but man, I love him. I would love him at Barcelona. I think he'll actually strive better in La Liga than Premier League.
You know who I would love to for you guys to get, because sadly he was elite for us last season, but I don't know what the fuck happened this year. He's dropping sinkers. Malo Gusto, man. You guys need a right back.
We need a right back bad.
You
Bad.
need a right back. Genuinely, last season I don't know if you saw Malo Gusto
Yeah,
or not.
I remember.
He filled in for Reece James all season, and what a demon. this season, unfortunately, he's been in and out of the team, asked to play new roles and shit, like inverting or whatever. I know Barcelona's right backs are simple, like you're up and down.
Yeah.
And
But wait,
right,
you guys are not selling him, obviously, right?
um, to me, maybe I could be spewing shit, but like I think Arnold's gonna go to Madrid. I think we all know that. So to me, Malagos is gonna go to Liverpool.
You
Plateau.
oh damn. You think they're gonna place Arnold with Gusto?
Yeah, I think so. Because
Uh,
he's one of the last few quality right backs at the moment, and he's 20 by the way.
and watch Gusto
Chelsea
kill
doesn't
it.
it doesn't sell their good players to good teams in England
I know,
unless it's finished.
I know, but like
Let-
he's starting from experience.
and
Nightmares.
Liverpool make it typical good signings usually, honestly.
Dude,
They-
Liverpool don't really miss with their signings, man.
The downfall of Liverpool is needed after Arnold and Salah leave next season.
Yo, please. But yo, to me, I just want to say like, Desas, if you're hearing this,
It's time to go.
to go on.
You're done, buddy. You're done. Okay, yeah. So those are the kind of the
We're not
signings.
gonna be monetized for this week.
Yeah, sorry, Budweiser. Okay, the games coming up this weekend. There's actually a lot of good games this weekend, and we'll go through them. So I'll just get your prediction. You don't have to really go in depth into it. And honestly, I want to do a prediction for Spurs Newcastle.
Yeah, that's a good game.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
3-1 Newcastle.
3-1 Newcastle.
Holy shit. I'll go 2-2.
2-2. And I'm gonna say 2-1 Spurs. You have to at one point end this. The suffering.
Hashtag Ange in.
And Jen for entertainment. CP against Chelsea.
I'll say 3-1 Chelsea.
Damn.
Dans les bleus.
Wassim?
1-1.
Oof. Albi. My heart.
Palace at home, it's gonna be crazy.
I don't know how you guys fucking stopped that 5-1.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Crystal Palace.
Ooh. Listen, I can't even question you guys anymore though. It's not easy.
Legit.
We're
City
all picking different results. One of us will win at least.
Yeah.
City West Ham.
Wait, Arsenal. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
City, West Ham. I'll go 3-1 City.
3-1 City.
I'm gonna do the craziest flip in the fantasy. Just wait.
Wassim, what do you think?
5-0 West Man City.
Sheesh. And you're thinking Haaland hat-trick, right?
Yeah, I'm doing free hit. I'm putting Holland captain. We're gonna see what's gonna happen.
Ballsy.
I'm gonna say 3-0 City.
We need to try something different to catch the demon who's first in fantasy.
You know,
Legit.
I'm playing my wild card.
Oh really? I'm thinking about it too.
Zango. Like, yeah, it's desperate times.
Brighton Arsenal.
3-0 Arsenal.
The thing is,
Really? They're away too.
Yeah, fuck Brighton. They can't win a game. Let me click on them and see when last time.
Yeah,
they won.
they're on bad form. That's why. The thing is, Timber's a huge miss for us, but I'll say 2-1 Arsenal. Just give me a nasty win and get me out of the stadium.
Last time they won was 7 games ago.
Jesus.
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
I say 3-1 Arsenal. Yeah, it was 3-0 Moe Wassim said 2-1, I said 3-1. Then the funny games, I don't even know if we should do this prediction. This is just an easy game. But Liverpool United.
Liverpool United.
How many goals did Liverpool win by?
Yeah, I'm going 6 for Liverpool.
Really?
Well,
It's bad, man. It's bad. It's bad. Wassim?
4-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 4-0 to be honest. I think they have a lot of chances. Maybe not
The
score
thing
all
is,
of them.
I'm saying it, but I don't want Salah to cook. That's the thing. But he's gonna eat those wingbacks.
Oh my god, it's gonna be bad. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the upcoming weekend. We do this every week, so we just go through the predictions and we talk about it on the Sunday. Honestly, a lot of good games in the Premier League, so I'm excited for this weekend. And some good games too in the other leagues. So actually, Barcelona play, but we play in Copa del Rey against a bummy team, so we don't have to really worry about that. Other leagues are coming back, but again, no real big games in my opinion. So again, we still do predictions for other leagues, but Roma Lazio, Dybala's in form, so let's see what happens. honestly, I feel like other leagues have not really lived up to uh, the quality, in my opinion, to Premier League. But again,
Yeah,
still like Serie A is still a tight race, the top three. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. We predicted all those games. If you have any predictions, leave.
Ziad's gonna make us get cussed at by the Serie A fans, the League One,
Come at me,
Bundesliga.
come at me. Fucking dead league. I don't give a shit.
Head league, wallah.
Dead fucking league. But we'll leave it at that. It's been what, an hour 10 minutes, so pretty good timing. We'll leave it at that. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure just to follow us on Spotify and Apple Music, and YouTube if you do. Subscribe, like, comment, and just support us if you can by gauging with the video. So we'll leave it at that. And yeah, peace. We'll see you next week.
Sassy out.